Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome. It's Friday, the blackest of Fridays. I feel like consumerism has really ruined the true meaning of Black Friday. Now that everyone just has their it's deals week. The Black Friday sales start 7 days, people have been running sales for like a week now. And so what is, I imagine, I don't know. Are people still going to stores and murdering each other? Like, I feel like we've lost a grand tradition, as a result of all this. Like, what the fuck is Cyber Monday, in the grand scheme of things? When we've had a week of shitty deals. I mean, is today the one day that the deals aren't dog shit? Is that the thing? Because it feels like they've been exceptionally trashy this year. Amazon started something called Amazon Haul, and you can only look at it on a phone. And it fed that to me as an ad. I'm like, well, what is this? What is going on here? And and it's like their section of like, hey man, do you want total shit? Do you want absolute fucking trash? Are you looking for some straight up fucking bad stuff? Are you looking for bad things that for $2 or like $7 or whatever? And so it's like their answer to all of the other like horribly cheap garbage ass, like, hey, fast fashion or like iPhone cases or whatever. And I was just like looking at it going like, man, I'm scrolling through it going like, well, it is $2 for all these wire ties. And I'm like, no, what the fuck? Then I went about my business. Anyway, we're here to rank some 8-bit video games. Here we are. This is the 69th episode of the program. And we're back to rank another batch of games. Of course, we had some leftovers last week. We're going to try to get to those. But most of these games are coming from you, the viewer. Members of the Gerstmann advisory panel have suggested most of these games. You can find out more about it and sign up over at patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. I believe dope ass video games will still get you there somehow. I need to update some of the links that the Twitch bot has because like the podcast link is wrong and because it changed and there's other, but I think that link still works. Dopeassvideogames.com. Pretty sure that still goes. I don't own that domain. So someday that's going to redirect to pornography and you figure it out. Anyway, yes. So folks have suggested many of the games here. I thought we would be, we should it's such an auspicious week, of course. So I thought that maybe we would start with a game that maybe people have heard of. I don't know. Let me find it here. Make sure I have it. Okay. All right. Let's head over here and make sure that all this stuff is set up and try ourselves a video game. This one's called The Legend of Zelda. It's a Hyrule fantasy in some parts of the world. All right. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. Princess Zelda had one of the Triforce with wisdom. She divided it into 8 units to hide it from Ganon before she was captured. Go find the 8 units, Link, to save her all of treasures. We got rupees. Got 5 rupees. We got a second potion, a life potion, and a second potion. We got a boomerang and a magical boomerang. I mean, all of these treasures look pretty good. This all of treasures list, it was not joking. 2 rings, which is good because I've got 2 hands. A bracelet. We got a book of magic. That seems useful. We got a magical key. That's okay. And Triforce. Please look up the manual for details. Please. For the love of God. This noise, the like placing a bomb or whatever noise that they use here, is a really good little plink. That's a good noise. All right, what do we got here? This noise also underrated. Listen to that. Fucking listen to that, dude. I don't think this game gets the credit it deserves for its noises. You know, people remember the music and all that, but... And then what's here? We got a shop, right? Buy something, will ya? One of the great lines of dialogue in shopkeeper history that, again, I think gets maybe overlooked because it wasn't voiced. Keep it moving. All right, we got some kind of cave entrance in a tree. Look at these friggin' statues. I think these ones here are cool. These ones over here are less cool. These guys looks like a dude with a mohawk with big pointy ears, but also it maybe looks like a fish. We've got evil skeletons, or I mean, we got skeletons. We don't really know. We can infer that they are evil by the way they live in a dungeon, but I guess, you know, ultimately we don't really know for sure. So the thing I'll say about this game, you can only move in 4 directions. You know, so like you can't sword diagonally, you can't walk diagonally. That might be jarring to someone coming to this for the first time. And you gotta smoke all these dudes because, you know, sometimes when you empty the room, there's a key or something. If someone asked me to rank all the Zelda games, what would be the number 1? I don't know. Like, you know, like gut reaction is, I'd say the SNES game, but I don't know. I don't know. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. Am I supposed to go this way first? I don't remember. Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't necessarily need to get the compass to... Yeah, I'd probably say this NES game. Really, just the first three there. This game, the second game, and the SNES game are all... they all go hard. The Game Boy games are cool, but I just never, I didn't really play them much, and like really any of the portable games I played very few of them at release, so I don't really have like a huge affinity for them. Like they're good, but these friggin' guys. I was gonna say, this is where I get hit for the first time. These guys are dicks. Evil boomerang dogs. Like, this part of the game is a weird trip too. They're like, because it's kind of like, hey, we put a side-scrolling thing in here, but not, I mean, it's not good. It's not a good, actual, proper, like, side-scrolling thing, but it's like they're doing things with the perspective here that I think is kind of cool. It's not really something that any other part of the game engages with in any kind of real way. It's just like, hey, you're getting an item, then you get to do this thing here. Oh, now what? I got a clock and then made everybody stop, and now you glow weird. Game's got a sub screen, which is a trip. We got these friggin' things coming to try to pinch my butt cheeks. Hey, come here. Come here. Good God, it's a friggin' dragon. That's a good noise. The like, did no damage shield noise. Game's all right, but why is it all right? I mean, that's kind of the question, right? I think presentationally, it's a great, especially like for when it came out, which here is like, what is that? Is that 88? Something like that? Was it 86 here? I thought it was... No, it's not 86. Like, it's 86. Yeah, it's like 87 here, but 86 in Japan. I don't remember where to go after this, honestly. I have like a vague memory of we need to buy with those arrows at some point, but you know, this game came with a map, but they strategically didn't fill in parts of the map in ways that inspired you to explore without necessarily just giving everything away. The map does a really good job, I think, in this game, in particular, of just working, you know? I forget what's where. Is this... This isn't 2. This is like fucking... Oh, it is. Okay. Yay. Now what? What are you gonna do now? Here's a little bit of this for you. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? There's just another key in here. Okay. So wait a minute. So this is down as the start. Okay, so we kind of looped around. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just, you know, I think a lot of people just never had encountered anything like this when it was released. And there wasn't really that much, you know, like, you know, Japanese computer games. Like, is Hide-Lide a precursor to this? Sure, of course it is. But, like, not at the level of quality that this is. What I'm saying is, you know, the future where this game gets iterated on the same way Hide-Lide did, and we end up with a virtual Legend of Zelda. Or is that just the CDI games? Does that count? Nah. Oh, and that... Oh yeah, sometimes you kill one of them and they all run away. You know, you certainly had role-playing games. I mean, obviously, role-playing games existed on computers for years and years. You know, it's not... By the time we get to 1987, are you kidding me? Like, how many... Like, there's probably like 13 Ultima games out by then. No. Lord British is out there making it happen. But this game is deceptive in some ways, right? I mean, we think about it as... I think these days you think about it as a role-playing game to a certain extent. It's a bad room. It's a bad room right here. Now we're in frickin' business. I mean, fine. Fine. Going to expend resources. Like I was saying, sorry. I think people don't necessarily think about this as a role-playing game. I don't know that you did then, but like genres, I don't know. But you gain more hearts as you go. You're finding new items. Like it technically has upgrades and whatever else, but like I think we would think of it more as an action-adventure game. If we really had to kind of break it down, but like, whatever. I guess my point is, like, a lot of role-playing games, when you think about what role-playing games were at the time and playing them on computers and all of that, it was, like, slow, sluggish, turn-based. Some of them didn't even have graphics. It was a very different sort of thing, Dodongo, I don't know if you know this, but Dodongo dislikes smoke. What do you think about this? Get fucked, old man. Dodongo does not want this smoke. Dodongo doesn't want this smoke. Would have liked to have some more heart going into this, but let's see what we can do. Nope. God damn it. Hey, wait. I didn't find an item here. Is there... Oh, we didn't go all the way... We didn't go all the way down to the tip. We got the boomerang, but, like, there's a room we didn't see. Be faster to do this. No, I guess I did. I guess I did see everything. Okay. Is it just the magic boomerang here then? Is there no proper... I can't remember. Because the first one, you get the bow and you get the boomerang, and the boomerangs are just out, just hanging out. It's not in a proper, like, item room. But... it's a weird game. You touch these statues, they come fuck with you. We need to buy a candle. Because I could be out here setting shit on fire. What do we think? Yep. Take any one you want. I don't know, man. This potion looks pretty good. There's one somewhere along here, too, isn't there? On one of these. Oh. There? Oh. I seem to remember there being one there, but maybe, oh, is it? Nope. Big shield. I mean, I don't have a candle, but we'll get big shield. This is a cheaper place to buy big shield. This is like, whatever. We're not going to find that here. We're not going to spend enough time. Whoops. Let's get back over west and... Level 3 is down, right? It's like the down and left compared to the starting location. All right. Yeah. Octoroks! Levers! It's a good commercial. These shmoo-looking motherfuckers. They'll get you. Where did we come in? Okay. These guys. It's the most devastating enemy in the entire game. It's got great music. You know, you could maybe make the case that like it's slightly repetitive, but I don't know. Like the time frame that this came out, you know, I think you think about some of the other first party stuff and just how much music or how little music was in some of those games. You know, you go back to like Super Mario Brothers 1. How many different tunes are in there? It's not a huge... Oh boy. Just boomerang him out of spite. One could argue that I should have maybe just gone and gotten some more heart containers and gotten the second sword, but what is it? I totally forget. It's 12 for the Master Sword. Is it 9 for the second sword, or is it 5 or 6? Did I already have anyway, whatever. We're basically running out of my like prior knowledge of this game, or like memorized knowledge, I guess I should say. Fuck this. Are you kidding me? But like if you remembered exactly where each dungeon was, this is not a very long game. But I couldn't tell you how long I spent playing this. Weeks? It certainly was something that seemed like weeks. Ah. Hell no. How dare you ask me that? But I think, this game, like I said, games have become so much larger in scope since these times. But I think, you go back to this and it was a game that felt massive. Even, with a map and just, getting a good idea of like what the actual tile, like how many rooms are there in the overworld and all of that stuff. It felt like something that just was there was just nothing bigger than that, you know? Like, certainly at the time. Maybe it was the map that made it possible that way. Because, you know, like Metroid is another game that felt fucking huge. But almost, you know, because of a lack of a map, I don't know, like you just spend so much time lost. I did anyway. That you're never quite sure just how big it is. Where with this, the map kind of does give you a sense of exactly what you're working with. Ah. Okay, we don't need a sword. Wow, money, thanks. I forget what we fight here. Oh, yeah. Fuck. This is the shop with the first ring, right? Or no? Is it here or is it like up? Yeah. No. Okay. There's a hidden... It's here. No? Not that one. Ah! We don't have enough money for it, but... Boy, this is really expensive. Out here buying keys like a sucker. Can you imagine? You do need that, you do need the food here at some... Well, I don't have money for any of it, so whatever. But... Yeah, so the top of the waterfall, that's up around this way, right? That's up Death Mountain way. But I think that sense of size and the exploration that it affords you is the thing that makes this game great. And it's the thing that makes this game... I think a lot of it still works today. You know, obviously, if you've got it, like... If you have large chunks of it ingrained in your memory, then, you know, then it just... at some point, it just becomes that pure nostalgia play. And that's like... I'm going to say, like, slightly less interesting. Like, the game is better than that, but... You can't go back. You can't unremember some of this stuff. In some ways, I think that makes a lot of games worse when you half remember a thing, because then you spend a bunch of time wasting time going, oh, I think it's right here. And you're like, oh, no, that's not a place I need to be for another 2 hours. No, where is it? Come on. Surely, yeah. And the second quest, like I don't, you know, that is maybe a situation where I could play it again because I don't actually remember the second quest very well at all. In fact, I don't remember where we're going now. No, this is where we need the letter, right? Oh, this is the letter. Okay. But you know, I feel like the parts of this game that get tricky are often specifically because of that four-way motion, right? You know, not being able to attack diagonally, even though you can kind of get your boomerang off diagonally, which is cool. I mean, this isn't it. This is like 6 or something, right? Oh, no. Let's play money-making game. You want to play money-making game? Fuck. You thought Balatro was bad. But yeah, I don't really, I don't remember where the fucking the second sword is. The guy said waterfall, and I thought the waterfall was up here, but maybe I was thinking of the dude with the letter. I do need that candle. And so, like, these moments here where you're surrounded by enemies get really fiddly because, you know, you can only attack in your cardinal directions. And so positioning becomes kind of crazy. Like, and you can pull it off. Like, generally, you know, to give them credit, like, you can, you know, fight your way out of situations that seem sort of fucked. Like, where you seem like you're surrounded if you're just very precise. I don't know if that's better than if they had just let you attack in 8 directions instead of 4. Like, maybe, you know, I don't... Like, at some point, it's hard to talk about stuff like that because this game is so fucking ingrained in everyone's minds as what it, you know, as it is, that it's tricky to recommend changes. This is like 7, right? 5. Okay. Oh wait. Wait. We just did 4, right? So is this actually? Did we do 4 or did we do 3? We did 3. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna sequence break. That's ridiculous. There we go. Oh, this freaking guy. These dudes. Master using it, and you can have this. It's like it's a lot of bad. It's a lot of bad text in this game. Like, some of it's good. You know, like Dodongo dislikes smoke is like not. It doesn't just come out and tell you exactly what the fuck it's trying to say. You know, that's a situation. I know I've looked it up before, but it's not. That's not information I retain. Is the Japanese version just as I guess, does it beat around the bush just as much as this one does with that stuff? Well, we got a raft, but I don't have a ladder, so this Is this? No, it's over. This maybe one over on the other side or something, but. Still haven't bought that candle. Still fucking around when I could be burning shit. Yeah, this game's still pretty good. This was one I've kind of been worried a little bit about going back to it, with the thought process that we've been kind of working with. But this is still real good. Why do I have so many keys? Did I like ignore doors in earlier dungeons or something? I feel like usually you're coming out of these dungeons with 0 additional keys, but maybe I'm misremembering. Problem with this boomerang is that it goes so far that when you miss, it is meaningful, you know? Oh, that's right, this sword just smokes him. I don't need to dick around with the small guys. Try up first. Oh, is this a? That's a. We need the ladder before we can do that. No. Just the worst. The hands and these fucking things, man, just evil. Like, actually, like, just in terms of the time consumed and by when you fuck this up and get your goddamn shield eaten. My daughter got her shield eaten in, what was it, Link's Awakening DX or whatever whatever the Switch remake of the. And it was a bad time. These likes can eat my ass. Would this take less time if I had gone and gotten a candle? Absolutely! I cannot remember the shape of this room. I'm usually pretty good at remembering it, but... I can't go anywhere from here, right? I have to go in the other door and walk all the way around. That's what it is. It's that T-shaped thing. Ah! Bats! You know what I really don't like? You know what I really don't like? The cross-game Legend of Zelda lore. The, like... where the Zelda timeline, this happened, like I fucking hate it. It fucking sucks. They made another story in which Link has to fucking save the princess from Ganon. Done. That's it. Like, the way that people try to adhere to, like, oh, well, where does it... Like, it's something that the developers of these games clearly give fucking no fucks about. They're just like, well, what about this? What about this? Where does it fit on the... Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. It just sucks the fun out of this fucking shit. Like, no one says that, like, well, I guess is Super Mario Brothers 2 US canon because some of those enemies show up later, but like where does it take place in the timeline? Does Super Mario Wonder happen before or after? Go fuck yourself. Straight fucking up, man. Okay, so we need to go over here to get the map. As long as I'm fine with the Kong World timeline. I'm fine with it existing. I just think that basically every modern Donkey Kong game is fucking terrible. Anything that acknowledges or looks like or anything, if you're putting Donkey Kong in a tie, then you have fucked up. Then you're making a bad Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong doesn't have a country. He has a construction site that he stands at the fucking top of throwing barrels. I did already, dude. Oh. Donkey Kong had his banana horde stole. Fuck you. Donkey Kong was captured by Mario. His son, Donkey Kong Jr., set out to save him. And then once he was free, he tormented a bug man named Stanley. That's it. If I bomb here, there's something. I don't have any bombs, though. How many arrows? I don't know what I need here. Is this the... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I thought Big Shield would block that. I was wrong. Later revisions of the game that had this hold in reset as you turn power off. The first revision didn't have that. I never had any. I never once lost save data by not holding in reset. Okay. We died once. It's okay. The Legend of Zelda. That was about half of it, I guess, right? I mean, this kind of, oh, wow. Coming up on it. I'll say I remember a little bit more about that game than I thought I did. I thought we would get to like level 2 and then it'd be like, fucking, I don't remember any of this shit anymore. But gosh, you know, it's a hell of a video game. It really is. I don't know if you heard of this Legend of Zelda thing. I think there are aspects of this game that would be like a little difficult to come back to, but it's specifically player movement related stuff. I think that the layout of the world and the layout of the dungeons and how all that stuff works, I think all of that stuff is still fantastic. The world feels a lot smaller now. All these decades later, all of these larger video games that have come out in even the years following this game, but you know, certainly the decades. I suppose there were bigger worlds prior to this too, you know, mostly computer games, role-playing, you know, like very specifically role-playing games of that era. Did this happen before or after? This probably happened after Wizardry became a big deal, right? I don't know. So Wizardry, Wizardry came out here and I never really gave it the time of day. And I was an Ultima guy, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't even really much of an Ultima guy, to be honest. But like Wizardry was coming out here and then I don't know. I never really thought of it. And then to come to find out like years later, once I started in this line of work and started learning more about the kind of global, like things that happened in territories that were not my own, hearing that like Wizardry became like a massive franchise in Japan was just like, really? Wizardry? Like, I know people liked it, but like Wizardry, really? That became, that was something I did not expect. But I think that is a fascinating thing that you hear bits and pieces of it, and of course other people have done the work and studied it and done, there's been a lot of writing done about it. But I think one of the most interesting times to learn about in games is kind of like stuff that happened in Japan prior to the Famicom, or in conjunction with the Famicom, like the reasons why some of these genres existed at all, the games that ended up being influential there that led to games like this. And that connective tissue is kind of lost because there's a fair amount of there's just a fair amount of information that we just never really had. And so going through that and learning more about that, I think has been one of the most interesting things that I have learned over the years, hearing about that stuff and and learning about where some of these games came from. And Nintendo loves to paint it as like, well, Miyamoto was in his garden and he had an idea about he wanted to go exploring like he did when he's a boy. Like, yeah, okay, yes, but also there's a fascinating lineage of games that came out prior to the Legend of Zelda that you look at and go, okay, yep. So yeah, I think this game is still quite good. It hasn't, there are aspects of it that have certainly aged. There are things about it that you look at and go, yes, well, this could clearly be done better. But it's hard, it's hard because I think so much of this game works in concert. So much of this game is harmoniously made. That you can look at it and go like, well, it'd be cool if you like for example, like I was saying, it'd be cool if you could, walk in 8 directions instead of just the 4. But that would be such a massive change to the moment-to-moment combat in this game. Like you would have to rebalance everything around that change. There's no, and that's true of most games, right? But I think that it's difficult to think of things that would make this game better. You could absolutely state, and I in fact will state, that the second quest is not that good. It feels, it's a remix of the first game. They move things to different locations, and it kind of becomes a little more bullshit. It kind of becomes a little bit more like, oh, I hope you remember where every single cave was because this one that you bomb is going to, now lead to this dungeon. And now you're going to have to walk through walls and you have to do this. And like, there's just stuff there that is not as logical. It feels a little more nonsensical on the second quest than the first quest. And so I think that there's a world in which that second quest is like better. That would be I think a concrete way that you could say that would have made this game better. But at the time, as something where you finished the game and this whole other thing unfolds and you're like, what the fuck is, I do think that's a killer moment. I accidentally discovered the thing where you type in Zelda and started the second quest. I was just fucking around and I was like, what the hell? Why is this sword here? And found that on my own, which is weird. I called Nintendo to tell them about it because there's no way they could have known. Did you know that if you enter Zelda in this? And they're like, really? Fascinating. And that was back in the day when it was an 800 number and not a 900 number, but they would still stay on the phone with you as long as you wanted. So I could call them up and let them know. Yeah, this is there's a reason why they still make these. And I think that, you if you look hard enough, and I think it does get a little bit, well, I don't know. I was going to say it gets a little bit harder to see it, but I think it's less that it's harder to see it and more that I think a lot of the references, I think a lot of the connective tissue between the last 10 to 15 years of Legend of Zelda games compared to the origins of it, it's become like a little less, it's a little less meaningful. It's a little more like, look, it's that thing. And I think that the Zelda stuff that they've decided this must be in the Zelda game, I'm way less into it. And some of that is, lore related, like I was, complaining about earlier. But like, I don't care about Gorons. I don't care about fish people as a race, I've got to go visit their town. And I don't need those things to be in every one of these games. It's just not, like, at some point, that's not my Zelda. Like, at some point, like, I think Ocarina of Time is an amazing fucking video game for its day. I don't want to go back and play it because I love that. I loved that game so much. But I think that what that game did to the game lore-wise, I mean, especially, you know, like, because it had multiple timelines, and it just got people down this road of fucking bullshit in a lot of ways. But I think that what they did in terms of, like, building out the world and towns and the different races of the area of the world and all of that, I don't care about any of that shit, dude. And so that's sort of like the post Ocarina stuff where they lean into that and go and it's like, well, Death Mountain's still here, and you're like, yeah, okay, and these rock people, they live here, and you're like, all right, I don't need that. I wish that was something that they changed more directly. To me, like, the things you really need is a fucking elf, a fucking princess, and a pig man. And sometimes the pig man can be a dude. That's it. The elf has to get a stronger sword. To me, those are the only key components of it. If you want to also say that the elf man must go, yeah, like, oh, I'm with you. Should he have a spin attack? Probably. But I don't need much more than that. And I think that, like, the things that they have codified as, like, here's the stuff we're going to put in every one of these, I think actually kind of starts to detract from it overall. But that's neither here nor there. Because I think, you know, well, look, I think if you reduced this to, like, hey, we've got Link, we've got Zelda, we've got a bad guy, and he is a pig man, I think you could change so many other things about the experience. You know, you could have different types of worlds instead of, like, here's Hyrule again. I'm like, here's another. I don't want to know about Kakariko Village. I just don't give a shit, man. I just don't give a shit. It does me no thrill. Like, there are no thrills for me when a new Zelda comes out and they're like, this one has Kakariko Village in it too. And I'm like, I don't care. Nope. Like, that is not a thing. I kind of don't want towns, to be honest. I mean, I think so. The games on the Switch, the modern, the more open worldy Zelda game, I think all of that stuff makes so much sense. And I think that the way they made those games, it's kind of a different thing, right? And I think that's cool, and the way they made it, those are rad games. But I think when we're talking about, you know, the kind of more traditionalist type of Zelda game, I don't necessarily need all of that stuff. Those games need towns. Those games need things. And those games need things, for sure. But yeah, in a general sense, I don't know that I need a town. You know, even when it came out, when they put a Zelda game out on the Game Boy, and they're like, here's a town, and you can hang out and, you know, attack this chicken. It's like, this is cool, but, like, I don't. But obviously games expand, and the expectation for modern games these days, of course, you know, dictates a lot of more character interactions, and a lot of, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that I think you kind of need. So I got shit, you know. You look, me getting shit over, you know, covering the Zelda games. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but, like, one of the things that I said that I still think that there's room for this is, like, can Link speak? And this was something that I felt like was getting more and more absurd as the franchise went on and as technology expanded in so many different ways, that it was a feeling of just like, yeah, you know, this dude should just talk at this point. Like at this point, you know, he's a modern game character. You don't need to make him silent. Like there's no benefit to there's no benefit to continuing to make him a largely silent protagonist. Especially if they're going to tack on as much story and lore and all this other stuff to it, you know? So, you know, by the time we get to, I guess, Twilight Princess was the moment where I was just like, man, another one of these fucking games, but worse. Like you made another one of these, but it's worse than the ones you made before it, because you need to make a more dramatic change. Like they could have done more. The story was going around that in the recent the Switch game that just came out, where you play as Zelda, that for a while there they were thinking that Link should talk and the Zelda shouldn't, and they were going to have Link have lines of dialogue, and they tried it out and they just realized like, oh, this doesn't feel right at all, and they cut it. And I think that makes a ton of sense. Like in the grand scheme of things, like now that we're this many years in, I get why they do it. But at the time, you know, as technology was improving and the franchise was not, and the franchise was starting to feel very stuck in its ways, which I think, you know, and I don't think, I know there were people internal at Nintendo that when Twilight Princess came out, they felt exactly the same way that I did. They were like, yeah, man, shit, what are we doing? Like we gotta, we need to be taking bigger swings than this. This wolf shit is not getting it done. Yeah, I don't know. It's there are a zillion different ways you could go with it after all these years, right? But also after all these years and all the things they've done, I think even more of that stuff has calcified in ways that I don't think always benefit the franchise. But like it or not, I think a lot of that stuff has very much calcified, and you're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna turn around, you know, next time out and go like, we decided to make him talk. Like it's done. It's done. But I don't think Nintendo has necessarily made a bad Legend of Zelda game either. I don't like Majora's Mask. I really don't. I really like the structure of that game and what they do with it. I find it repulsive. I find it. It is not the Legend of Zelda game I'm looking for at all. And I just, especially coming off of Ocarina and going like, okay, you've made fucking what is quite possibly the greatest game made up to this point. What do you got next? And you're like, we kind of farted out a fucking remix of it. And it's got do you like spending time in the fucking sub menu to swap these masks around? No, I do not. No, I don't. Okay, well, why don't you do all this? Like, man, that stuff was it was a huge letdown. A huge letdown. Anyway, this first Legend of Zelda game is quite good. And I think it holds up. It holds up better than I thought it would. So coming into this, I was like, I'm kind of like dreading this a little bit because, you know, like we're thinking about these games scientifically. We're putting them through the process. And, you know, it gets back to the core of the entire reason I started doing this, right? It was that feeling of like, man, are these games any good anymore? Because they just it's just there are so many zillions of YouTube videos of people shitting on Nintendo games and 8-bit Nintendo games, not made by Nintendo, but all of that stuff. Like, are these games actually still good? Or have they kind of fallen off and you know, they're, you know, like they're only good for nostalgia because there's so much nostalgia based coverage of the platform. And obviously that's hard to remove, right? But that's what we're doing. That's what the science is here to do. So it brings us to, you know, the important questions. Is The Legend of Zelda better than Master Chu and the Drunkard, Hugh? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It's better than Time Lord. It's better than Nightmare on Elm Street. It's better than The Adventures of Rad Gravity. It's better than Home Alone. Home Alone may be a little more ambitious in some ways. You'd be better off with a copy of The Legend of Zelda than you would with Bram Stoker's Dracula. It is better than The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. It's a better game than Hudson's Adventure Island. It's better than Yonoid. It's better than Nobunaga's Ambition. The Legend of Zelda is better than Battletoads. It's better than Zen Intergalactic Ninja. You know, so Town and Country Surf Design's Wood and Water Rage. It is two games in one. It is wood, it is water. The Legend of Zelda, relatively one note in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it does have the kind of like fake side-scrolling stuff there when you're getting items, but they don't really build much gameplay into that. At the same time, the water aspect of the game is such a letdown. I mean, the wood is great. The water is terrible. The Legend of Zelda is a better game. Is The Legend of Zelda better or worse than Dino Wars' destruction of Spondylouse? Spondylouse? There, you know, you fight some dragons and stuff that, you know, they're not dinosaurs per se. Dino Wars is an interesting side scroller, and the dinosaur aspect of it is frustrating if we're being honest. You know, it's a frustrating aspect of the game. The on foot stuff is just looser and better. I think The Legend of Zelda is a better game. It's better than Solstice, The Quest for the Staff of Deimos. The Legend of Zelda is better than Burger Time. It's better than okay, so it's better than the NES version of Pac-Man. It's better than Wampum. Well, it's certainly better than Wizards and Warriors. The Legend of Zelda is better than Arkista's Ring. There's some minor similarities, I suppose. It's a better game than Slalom. The Legend of Zelda is... It's better than City Connection. I do love City Connection. The Legend of Zelda is better than Low G Man, the Low Gravity Man. It's better than Strider. As much as I may prefer the sci-fi setting of a Strider to the Hyrule fantasy of The Legend of Zelda. It's better than Baseball Simulator 1000. It's better than Trojan. It's better than Kung Fu. It's better than Mega Man 1. Oh, we're out of scroll here. We're out of scroll. It's better than Little Samson. It's better than The Lone Ranger. It's better than Blaster Master. Is The Legend of Zelda better or worse than Metroid? It's a better game. In some ways, this is more fully realizing the the open world, like, it's a more sensible form of exploration than Metroid had. And in some ways, you could argue that The Legend of Zelda is a little less mysterious as a result, but some of that is setting as well. I mean, the thing about Metroid, like what percentage of Metroid's cold, mysterious world is because it's a bunch of black backgrounds? As opposed to the, fields and trees of The Legend of Zelda. Metroid's an amazing video game, but The Legend of Zelda is better. It's better than Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's better than Baseball Stars. The Legend of Zelda is better than Contra. It's better than DuckTales. It is better than... Is it better than Super Mario Brothers 2? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Super Mario Brothers 2 is great. It's fucking incredible, man. It's got good variety. But you float over all of it because you always just play as the princess and just keep floating. So, The Legend of Zelda is better than River City Ransom. I feel like River City Ransom would be actually probably at the top of this list, if not for... When you break down what River City Ransom actually is and what you need to do to finish it, and once you learn that stuff, it's a trifle. It's a little flimsy, but it's fucking so awesome, man. Just in terms of how it looks and the hit reactions and some of the upgrades you buy, you get that triple kick and just stuff these fuckers. And there's the setting of high school stuff and everything. Like, but the problem with playing River City Ransom the right way is that you kind of need to grind out money and buy those upgrades and the upgrades are not always, it's not always clear what you're buying when you're buying food. Like, what is this leveling up? Is this like there's stuff that I wish that they were a little bit smoother in game to let you know what you actually need. The Legend of Zelda is a better game than River City Ransom. This is where we have to make sure that the science speaks, because if you ask me, is Rygar better than The Legend of Zelda, I will tell you every single time, absolutely. It's fucking Rygar. But Rygar is really good. You got those dudes, big bald dudes, big bald dudes. You've got side scrolling and you've got top down stuff, though the top down stuff is not fucking awesome video gaming. You've got Ligar, You've got Garlaws. You've got all these awesome things in Rygar. But The Legend of Zelda is a better game. The Legend of Zelda is tight by comparison. You know, like the bosses in Rygar are kind of a weird mess. Rygar it's kind of it's messy. I like that about it, but there's just stuff about that game that I wish was smoother. But Rygar is an amazing video game. Number one in our hearts forever, of course. Oh, I love Rygar. Oh, I love Rygar. God damn it. But it's, you know, it gets back to some of that conversation about the scope and the specifics about what you can and cannot do in The Legend of Zelda, where The Legend of Zelda feels very deliberate. It feels very focused. It feels very tight. And largely well made, and not, you know, flickery and weird. You know, like Rygar is just kind of fucking weird in a couple of ways. Sometimes it's hard to get the grappling thing to hook up right. You know, like you fall off because you're like, oh well, I was walking towards this edge and then the thing didn't do it, and then well, I guess we're, you know, there's some clumsy stuff in Rygar. Great music. And a good variety of music in Rygar. Man. The Legend of Zelda is better than Rygar. I hate this. I hate doing this. I hate this. The science hurts, man. Super Mario Brothers is, again, I think like if I was just speaking for me, Super Mario Brothers is higher on this list than The Legend of Zelda. But when I let the science speak, I think that there's a, you know, it comes down, it's almost a different argument. It is almost the exact argument that we just had about Rygar, but flipped, right? Where now we have Super Mario Brothers as being the extremely tight video game, and The Legend of Zelda being like, okay, well, this is more open-ended and ambitious as a game. And with that ambition comes some moments that are not as good as others, but it's reaching for more than Super Mario Brothers does. I think the problem with Super Mario Brothers, like if we had to find one, it's that when they do reach for more, they come up with weird maze-like levels where you just have to like, oh, I needed to go low here, and now the level's going to repeat, which is like a neat trick the first time you see it, but is not awesome. It is not awesome. Zelda has some weird bullshit as well, right? You got to go up the mountain. You got to go fucking northwest, southwest through the fucking Lost Woods, you know? Like that stuff sort of sucks. Like but you find the answers to it. They give you the answers, you know, like those are solvable, almost like little mini quests, right? If we were modernizing the design and how we thought about it, that would be something that would be in a quest log, right? And so those are relatively minor in the grand scheme. And also there's literally only like 2 of them. Zelda, I think if we get into the second quest stuff, you find some more bullshit. When they start asking you to just like press up against a wall for a few seconds and see if you can walk through it, I think that's terrible. Like that is the ideas they came up with for the the tacked on remix of that game is some straight trash. But it's hard, you know, like, okay, like here's some weird second quest horse shit. If you stopped playing that game and never touched the second quest, I think you would have an amazing time with that game. I think the parts where you literally bump your head against a wall in that game is kind of ridiculous. Whereas playing Super Mario Brothers a second time, you know, it's just like, I don't know, here's some more Buzzy Beetles. We replaced all these turtles with Buzzy Beetles. Get fucked. Which is inconsequential more than anything else. Man. It's tough. This is very tough. The Legend of Zelda is... man, there's a depth to it that a platformer's never going to have, right? It's a weird comparison to have to make because it is such a fucking... Well, until they went ahead and solved that problem themselves. But we'll get to that another day. But when someone woke up and said, what if we made The Legend of Zelda a platformer? Whew! The Legend of Zelda is better than Super Mario Brothers. It doesn't please me to say that. Like it feels weird to say it, but again, if I take my heart out of this and we just science this, The Legend of Zelda is a better game. No, it's fucking not, dude. Mario perfects the feel of fucking movement like they nail it in the fucking first game. If anything, the games they put out after this one fucked it up until the Super Nintendo came out and they fucking found a new way. The feel of Super Mario Brothers is fucking incredible. And people shit on it for like, sometimes people shit on the original game and they're like, oh, well, there's a, you know, this feels bad and the movement is this and that. And you don't remember. It's like, no, dude, I love the fucking way that fucking game moves. I love the way that game moves. I love the fucking weird shit that got cooked into it along the way, getting your head stuck in blocks and doing like there's just good shit throughout that fucking game. And you just get moving and you fucking don't stop for fucking nothing. And you fucking haul ass and just fucking murder shit. Oh, dude. The Legend of Zelda is our new number 4. Okay. Let's see it. Let's get it in here. There you have it. A hell of a placement. A hell of a game. A hell of a game. Yeah. Yes. All right. Next up, Tim suggested this game, which, man, I don't know. We might only get 2 games in today. These games are so massive. But let's. I need to. Where? Okay, over here. Toki. That dude got turned into a monkey. I don't think I've ever played this version of the game. It came out on the Genesis under the name Toki, Goin' Ape Spit. And well, that game had more levels and was all this other stuff. But Toki was an arcade game. It came out of the Lynx. I played a lot of the Lynx version. All right, Labyrinth of Caves. The evil hand of Bashtar has seized lovely Miho. Her beloved, the mighty Toki, has also been dealt a wicked blow. Now reduced to a lowly ape, Toki must risk a perilous journey to free Miho and regain his manhood. Is this like a metaphor for like foreskin reattachment or something fucking weird? Toki can spit straight up. He's one of those weird kids that is hawking lungers straight into the air and catching them in his mouth. I like that there are different sound effects for firing as you get the different power-ups. I don't like that all of the sound effects are bad. Now I've got a football helmet on, which is good for, I think, protecting you against a hit. My helmet is blinking away, I guess. Oh, right. Yes, so this is like this is kind of like the arcade version. This is a boss fight that is pretty similar to, but in the arcade version, this big block moved around a bunch. So this is terrible. Now we got some cool noise with this flamethrower power up. It sounds like Atari 2600 cars crashing into each other. This game looks bad and doesn't feel very good, and this is a terrible fucking thing. Really? Why is it? And also, this is a flickery fucking mess, dude. Oh, Toki, you piece of shit. Where did I get hit before that I died in one hit there? Is it just a one-hit death and those hearts are my lives and not health? Because I'll turn this off right now. Okay, no, that was life. Okay. Oh, now I got fancy shoes. I ain't got no flying shoes. Oh, ghosts. If I land, if I do it again, do I go even higher? What? No? I just can't get this. Oh, I needed the shoes. That's probably from the jump shoes from before. We just getting coins? What are we getting coins for? Why are we getting coins? This game's not good. Oh. What exactly am I looking at here? I don't like the way Toki looks. I feel like Toki looks better in other versions of the game, in the arcade original. Lake Neptune, having safely traveled the labyrinth of caves and escaped the jaws at the gate of Mornar, Toki sets out across the shark-infested waters of Lake Neptune, but beware the eyes of Rambacha! I am always bewaring the eyes of Rambacha. This is like it's like a really shitty version of the Ghosts and Goblins scroll. The music sounds like it's about to fall apart. Like it's like a music box that is defective. Like the tempo is just fucking weird enough in a way that we got spread. We're okay. And this is like a 90s era. Like this is what, 91 that this came out? Like, look at that sprite for Toki. It's terrible. For 91, I guess is what I'm saying. Not getting a ton of hits in here. Starting to get a few. It just sounds so fucking busted. And none of this fruit seems to restore health for me. It's just, here's some points, I guess. It's just got, I don't know, it's got unlicensed game vibes. Okay. Is that you dying, or is it... Okay. Made bold by his recent conquest, Toki enters the blazing heart of the Cavern of Fire in search for Miho. Here he will face a deadly test against Mogglevor. Mogglevor, the beastly guardian of this underground inferno. Mogglevor. Ah, you dickheads. It looks so terrible. There's not that much on the screen, and yet everything that is potentially a moving sprite, half of it is flickering at all times. Ah, fuck face. Oh, okay. It's just so ugly, man. Like the sound effects, there's a lot, it's really... I'm taken aback by how fucked up this game is. I have never liked any version of Toki. To be clear. Ask anyone. I'm a long-time Toki denier. I think the arcade version. So that's the thing. Like this is a bad take on the arcade version, but like that game also sucks. But it sucks a lot less than this. Oh, you... Ugh. Good on him for not making any of these weapons feel more powerful than others. It's just like, this one's like a little bit bigger of a hitbox, but it still sucks. Burr. Burr. I'm sure this will work without a hitch. Oh, hey, it did. Good on him. Credit where credit is due. Why are the pieces of this egg just living forever? Okay. If you're in the on the right type of surface, you can aim down and shoot down, but not here. That would be too useful. Oh, I gotta crouch for those. Ugh. Now I'm right back in this terrible scenario. Oh, I guess I can jump on enemies, huh? Oh. None of that feels good, but I got where I was going without incident, so... Garbage sound effects. Like, this guy's shooting letters at me. I hate this. From fire and ice, Toki's mission takes him into the forbidden reaches of the Ice Palace. After swimming the underwater passageway, he must emerge to fight the frozen monster, Zarzamoth. Same music. Same music. It's hard to appreciate anything about the way this game looks because of just how flickery a lot of it is, you know? But these crystals in the background here look okay. I don't know. Look at how pissed off that fish or whatever looks. What? Why? What? Why flying monkey? Won't you press the A or B button again and challenge your own ability? Otherwise, you shall remain an ape the rest of your life. Whoa. Whoa there. Whoa there, loose cable. It's bad. This game's bad. I do like this screen, though. Even though it also sucks. I think Toki looks like shit. Toki going ape shit. But they said ape spit because, you know, that's funny, right? It's not. It's not funny. So, I did not have the highest expectations for the NES version of Toki, but somehow this has come in under those. The Link's version of Toki is like, it's not a good game, but it is worlds better than this fucking thing. That's for sure. And that's the version I probably played the most of because, well, when you have a Lynx, you're going to play games on the Lynx. That's all you got. If you decided you're going to plug in the Lynx and get it all out, and then you play a bunch of California games and you're like, this is great. What else do we got? Like, oh, well, I already finished Crystal Mines 2, so well, Chip's Challenge. I'm good on that for now. I guess let's hop in Toki. Toki is not as good as Mega Man 2. Some definite similarities, though. It's no Rygar. Again, this is a thing where I'm like, you know, if this were not science, we would be down here talking about Toki. But I don't think Toki is quite that bad. It's not a good game. You know, if you add the context of that was 1991 and you think about the other games that had come out on the platform by 1991, it becomes like even more, I don't know, embarrassing or whatever. But we're not taking that into account because I think that that gets even messier if you try to place it into a timeline. It's even crazier. So this is more of a, hey, can you still play these games today? You could play Toki. Don't. But it's better than Back to the Future 2 and 3. It's better than Dash Galaxy and Alien Asylum. It's better than Bart versus the World. It's better than Ghostbusters 2. You know what? Where's Adventure Island 1 on this list? All right, this game is worse than Hudson's Adventure Island. It is worse than the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. It's worse than Victory Road. But this is kind of the ballpark here. It's worse than the adventures of Dino Ricky, Dinosaur Richard. It's better than Defenders of Dinotron City. Is it better or worse than the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout? Which is not a great game. Toki is better than that. Toki is better than Mario's Time Machine. It is not as good as the Adventures of Dinosaur Richard. It's our new number 325. Toki. Toki. Not a great arcade game. But this port is certainly worse than that. With the addition of Toki, we now have 420 games on our list. It's quite a milestone. That's a lot of damn video games. But there's still more to see. Greg wanted to see this next one. I'm not sure that I've ever played this game because I stand against it on moral grounds. It's called Ski or Die. Now, I love Skate or Die in its original form. I think the NES version of Skate or Die, as we've spoken about before, is not an amazing version of the game, but it has some of its high points. But then Konami kept trying to make more of these, and we ended up at some point with Ski or Die. Oh man, it's got the same type of menu that Skate or Die has. Combo moves score big time in acro aerials. Jeepers creepers yourself, buddy. And so, like the classic Skate or Die, you can go in this menu here. And Burton snowboards mean A1 aggro alpine action. Oh, so we did a licensing deal on top of this? Use the bumps in the snowboard tube for big points. It's literally the exact same menu. So, you know, there is something weirdly charming about them just making Skate or Die again with different events and snow. Right down to having the exact same event select menu. So let's try them in order.
Let's go.
Hit button. Ball 200. Kids 50. What the fuck? How'd that... Yeah. I see. So I have, like, multiple flanks to deal with here. Right? Is that... Because now I'm facing west. But how do I... Okay. So it looks like I have to move to one of the edge of the screen and then hit the button to change view. Oh no, I can just, as long as I'm moving the direction, I can hit the button and just kind of change on the fly. Okay. You know, so it's like Panzer Dragoon. It is exactly like Panzer Dragoon. This is where they got the idea for Panzer Dragoon. Just kids out there just doing fucking rolls, man. Just combat rolls ready to throw snowballs at you. It's ridiculous. Yeah, fuck off. Gave it to that kid all over his stupid face. All right, we're getting pretty buried here, so. Like this is not terrible. I think we're just about done here, right? I mean, I'm pretty covered. I'm pretty much a snowman down there on the bottom. But in terms of like moving, like cursor movement and stuff, like it's not like it's responsive enough to like you feel like you can aim at this stuff, even though these guys are relatively small on screen. I think the hitboxes are a little forgiving in ways that make this work better than it seems like it might. All right, let's try Downhill Blitz. Let's go. Good use of the Konami sound effects. You want regular or goofy foot? Well, this is downhill like it is in Skate or Die, then I probably want goofy. Oh. You should have landed sooner, bro. Well, I'm just fucked here. Yeah. All right, B doesn't seem to do much of anything. What? Okay, so I can control my landing. I need to figure out what I need to let go of to land. Ah. Eh. Okay. That was similar to the downhill in Or in Skate or Die, but without the violence, without punching people. Which is where all the action is anyway.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, that's not going to work. How do we... Okay. We hold down A, we can kind of spin. Do it again. Spin again, fucker. Come on. Oh, okay. Fast forward past that part. Oh, keep rotating or you're in trouble, man. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's bad. Oh, you need to keep rotating, my man. Okay, I don't know why. Okay. All right, there. He did a trick. Zero? It's fucked up. Having trouble doing two things in one trick. Disgusted. Oh, keep rotating, my man. Oh, that's bad. Almost. You've got to keep rotating, my man. Oh. Okay, that one felt okay. Oh, still disgusted with his performance. Maybe I need to mash buttons to get more heights as I... Yeah, there we go. Rotate, do something. These scores still don't feel great. There we go. Okay. Inner tube thrash.
Let's go.
Okay, so here's our... It's like bad tubing. It's like, what if tubing was terrible? I am controlling this, but not as much as I wish I was. I don't, like, it's definitely like down to go. Okay, that is stuff that is flattening my tube. We don't want that. Okay, so we have sharp objects we can use to poke each other's tubes, it looks like. Which is fun. Okay, so if I'm holding down A, that will rotate. So I kind of want to rotate around so I can fucking jack this motherfucker. Lester. But like, we both stop whenever anyone has any kind of tube popping moment, so maybe that's like a case where we're just getting more points when the other person pops. I don't know. He picked up more stuff than I did, so he definitely won. So whatever he picked that, well, I don't know, maybe that's because he jacked me. He got all those, yeah, he's getting points for hitting me. Okay, I thought he got points for, yeah, he got points for picking that thing up too. No, that was him hitting me. So he's mostly getting points for popping me there. And it looks like you can find, you know, different, better weapons, I guess. But I'm finding, like, actually landing hits to be... There we go. Okay, so it doesn't pop on one poke. It's not like... So I thought that the meter was like every time you got popped, it lowered, but you got to lower it to the bottom before it pops. I see. So his meter is real low, so if I get in there and give him the business... Yeah, like that. Having it stop every time, like it kind of sucks. All right. Well, I'll probably still lose this, but I feel like I understand it. I don't know. That's like an instant pop with some of that stuff. And for finishing first, I did get some score there, but not enough to offset. All right. I see how it works. Not nearly as good as the Skater Die stuff. Snowboard half pipe. Come on, don't be a wimp. Scarf ice, Frosty. I am always scarfing ice. I don't know you or your dog? What? I don't know you or your dog. What is that supposed to... Not really sure what angle I need to land at to keep moving. It's when you get these spins going, but probably need to land diagonally forward. Man, really makes you appreciate the action of something that can actually scale some stuff, you know. Little Sonic the Hedgehog bonus stage action. Let's try one more. Oh, he got me. Rent some snowshoes, dickhead. It feels like there's not a lot of skill involved in landing these tricks once you get going fast enough. Oh, there. I still biffed it. It's a snowboarding term. Ugh. And that's ski or die. You know what? This is significantly better than I thought it was going to be. I don't think any of these events are truly great. But it's something that's built off of the back of Skate or Die. Like, this is... Like, these events feel better, probably better than the NES version of Skate or Die. Inner Tube Thrash and Downhill Blitz, like, neither of them are as good as the kind of downhill... It was Downhill Jam that they called it in Skate or Die? Or is that just the Tony Hawk game? Where, you know, you can land on the cop car and you can punch Lester and all that stuff. Like, that I think is still a better... individual game, even on the NES, than this stuff. But the snowball thing works reasonably well. Like, the half pipe is pretty good for what it is. Inner Tube Thrash and Downhill Blitz are not terrible. It'd almost be better combined. Like if you were just going off of jumps in the tube or something. And Acro Aerials is okay. I don't know. Nice touch being able to go into space. But I don't know. That is not bad. Like I said, that is a better game than I thought it was going to be. For sure. Like I said, I think it's probably better than... I mean, it's certainly better than Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble. You know, it's better than Supercars. It's better than Yo Noid. Where did the first Skate or Die end up? Oh, yeah. It's better than the first Skate or Die for the NES specifically. But, you know, the events can be kind of hit or miss. And so there's like little bits and pieces of it that are quite good. But it's just, you know, it's still very uneven. Ultimately, I think that's the big problem with Skate or Die. On every platform, is that it is, you know, there are some events even in the good Skate or Die. On the Commodore 64. That are still, you know, not worth playing compared to some of the others. Skate or Die on the NES. Ski or Die is doing its own thing, you know, while still very much fitting in the mold of Skate or Die. Not every event is just a reskin, you know. They're like, okay, we're going to do this gun thing. We're going to do this, you know, like they and all that stuff works reasonably well. Like, none of those events are straight up terrible. Whereas I feel like some of you know, like Pool Joust in the original Skate or Die is like clever, but not actually fun. But that said, it is not as good as the wood found in Wood and Water Rage. It's no Millen's? It's no Millen's Secret Castle. It's no Millions Secret Castle. Base Wars is a better game. Legend of Kage is a better game. This is better than the Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy, though. It's better than Eliminator Boat Duel. Is it better than this funky fucking port of 720? Yeah, it is. It is. It's better than Toxic Crusaders. It's not as good as Spiritual Warfare. It's better than Defender 2. So it's our new number 217. 217. Much higher than I would have thought. Again, that's just because of like it just there's something about Konami having the ability to make skate or die games, which is, you know, EA made Skate or Die and then licensed it to them for console. And just it's just weird. They did the like Bad and Rad, is that the Game Boy game? And they just kept making Skate or Die games that were just fucking abominations, god damn it. But this is fine. This is fine for what it is. It's our new 217. Let's take a look at it here. There we go. There you have it. Our new number 217. All right. John and Chili Bus wanted to see this. This will probably be the last game. For this week. I'm spelling that wrong. Hang on. Oh boy. It's The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends from your friends at Radical Entertainment. Get our heroes to Abominable Mansion and collect Bullwinkle's inheritance. All right, let's actually start the game here. Oh, it just starts us in. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so if I hold the button down, he'll throw a bomb. We don't have a lot of those. If I move it, oh, does that mean I can pick these up? Are these collectible? Okay, yeah. If I crouch down, he'll pick them up. We got Boris Badenoff here. I'm giving him the business. Oh, he's hurting me. Okay. Those bombs are blowing up. Are you fucking shitting me, dude? What the fuck? Ah, Rocket J Squirrel. Well, now I guess we're ahead of Boris, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. We got a key. There's some beverages here. Oh no, dude, what the fuck? Why is this so fucking ugly? Why is this? What is happening? This is 1992? It is such an abomination what they've done to the music of Bullwinkle. Okay, that was not a place where I could go up or down. Maybe I need to go up those stairs that look like they went nowhere. don't seem to be able to walk up the stairs. That's not a thing I can do. I can jump my way up them. Okay, so there's no like push up diagonally to go up the stairs or anything. The bombs take forever to explode, so actually using them to stop an enemy is not a thing you can do. Oh, that... I like that they just transform. There's no, like, poof or no... Like, there is no style to this whatsoever. Okay, Bullwinkle can walk on stairs. Everyone knows this. The music, dude, are you kidding? So I think Bullwinkle is an American treasure. Different music. Oh, God! Why? What, did we just push the random note button on the keyboard for music here? What? Holy shit, man! Holy shit! These are such bad drawings of Boris and Natasha as well. THQ had a rep, man. People forget. Before THQ was making executive Howard Phillips. So this is after Howard Phillips left Nintendo and went somewhere else. Before THQ had a reputation as like the wrestling people, which gave them like some kind of cachet, deserved or otherwise, is a different conversation. The toy headquarters was responsible for some of the grimmest fucking licensed games in existence. As shown, I like that I was able to pause the demo. Yep, good old Howard Phillips. I mean, it seems like the answer is to just fly over as much of this shit as possible. Change to Bullwinkle so we can walk up these stairs. Walk up the fucking stairs. What is that? Why? I can't move. So what, the bombs hit the buzzsaw and then something bad happens? What? Nah, fuck you. Nope, no land over there. Oh, man. It's, you see little bits and pieces of like the Bullwinkle art style, you know, in the clouds and trees and just like little stuff like that. But like, look at the way Rocky looks. Look at this. I will grant you, the NES color palette is not always the kindest in the world, right? But this is a licensed game. This is a licensed video game. And it's a licensed video game. Licensed by Nintendo, licensed by the Bullwinkle people. What happened? What the... Stuck on the stairs. Flying forever on the stairs. Can't move. It's such a short loop, too. I'm getting hit by the goof bombs and they're making me move the wrong way, I think is what's happening here. As I'm getting all goofed up off of Boris's goof bombs. And when I am under the influence of the goof bombs, I am drawn to the buzzsaw. Honestly, I'm drawn to the buzzsaw. Full time. Because of how this fucking piece of shit sounds. Can't move. Can his antlers hang from the power line? This was, you know, this came out in an era when you could tell that Nintendo was done giving a shit about anything that came out on this platform. 1992. But also, this game came out in 1992. Is this still level 1? It never came up and said level 2. What the fuck is that? Look at the detail on this train. This was Radical Entertainment founded by people that were making unlicensed NES games? Because this has the vibe of... Does it let me continue? Does it let me continue? I bet it doesn't. I'm shocked, man. I'm really wow. Wow, that's a miserable video game. I can't believe it, man. It is. It doesn't flicker and fucking skip around. It's not as fucked up as you would expect an unlicensed video game to be. That's the only thing I can say about it that separates it from some of that bottom of the barrel type shit. Let's look at the bottom of the list here and really and talk about this, right? Because like Raid 2020 is a bad video game. In way crazier ways than Bullwinkle is. But they're not that far apart. This game is just like it runs slightly better. It feels more coherent in terms of just like from a technical perspective, right? But so much of this game is just like jump past this shit. Yeah, you see, oh, there's Natasha. It's like the end of level 1 and Natasha is here. Just jump over her and walk through the door. It's not like a boss fight per se. But also that it is not technically sound either, because you have stuff where you're like, as Rocky's hopping around, Rocky gets caught on stairs and just like weird fucked up shit like that. Oh man. Wow. It's ugly as sin, but not like Raid 2020, not like Operation Secret Storm, not like the Uncanny X-Men or Death Bots. It's a better game than Pesterminator, the Western Exterminator. But it's down here. It's down here for sure. It is down here. Donkey Kong Jr. Math is a better game. Bad Street Brawler is a better game. Found myself running the Commodore 64 version of this yesterday on the Mister, and it had all the same weird... I streamed some of it on Wednesday, if you missed it. And it was fucked up in exactly the same way that it was on Vice, which is weird. So I wonder if those are just like glitchy dumps of the game. Glitchy, like bad cracks or something. Anyway. Bullwinkle is worse than the Bad Street Brawler. It is worse than Dudes with Attitude. It is... Ew. It's worse than Blues Brothers. It's worse than Blues Brothers. It's worse than Athena. Been thinking about playing the arcade version of Athena lately. Because it's not as bad as this one. But it's bad. This is worse than Barbie. It's worse than Skull and Crossbones. It's worse than Circus Caper. It's definitely worse than Circus Caper. It's worse. It is worse than Stack Up because it's worse than Robo Demons. This is worse than Robo Demons. but it's not as it is better than Pesterminator, the Western Exterminator. Robo Demons is a better game. Yeah, Robo Demons is a better game. This is our new number 417. Good God. What is the full title on this? The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. I like Bullwinkle. I like Bullwinkle a lot. I think, the fractured fairy tales, just all the different segments on an episode of Bullwinkle. A classic, a real classic that has been done dirty, so dirty here. It makes the Three Stooges game look like the Legend of Zelda by comparison. We need to make I need to cover up more of me here in order to get the full name of Bullwinkle on one line. There you have it. Fuck, dude. How long do you think they took to make that? Like, it's tempting to be like, oh, they pumped it out in 2 weeks because who cares? But like, it's also like, what if they spent 9 months making The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends or something? Yeah, 18 months. It took 18 months. We were on The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, the whole studio with full production. All 5 of us, whatever. All 4 of us. The names in the list in the credits there at the beginning. Wow. Yeah, we were really cooking, man. We we were working in concert. It was very harmonious development with The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. Final product didn't come out so good, but we had a great time making it. Fuck, dude. I would never have expected, like, licensed games of this era. Sure, there's a good chunk of bad licensed games. Of course, right? But this is like next level bad. I'm surprised. Like, you don't normally, but this is the game. The games like these are why I had this, feeling about THQ for so long. THQ made its bones making fucking dog shit. They put out so many fucking bad games over the years. Go play Home Alone for the fucking SNES, dude. It's not as bad as this, but THQ, they were going to make the Vanilla Ice game. They were going to make the New Kids on the Block game. THQ. fucking Q. The toy headquarters itself. Some games all over the list this week, I guess. We had a new entry into the bottom 10 and a new entry into the top 10. Legend of Zelda making its way to number 4. And the list is now 422 games long. That's a lot of games. We still have plenty left, including for next week, a couple that we did not get to. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. Raymond wanted to see that a couple of weeks ago. And Davis wanted to see Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth. We'll leave those on the list for episode 70. And we'll give those a go. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Of course, if you want to influence the list, you can. If you want to pick games, you can. Head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann for more details on joining the Gerstmann Advisory Panel today. Of course, there are multiple tiers that'll get you on the Discord. You can hang out. We're always talking about something over there. Starting to see some bad wrestling takes on that Discord, man. Some good ones as well. But some of you. Boy. Be back on Tuesday with the podcast. Have a good one. I'll see you.